Greetings, greetings, my Israelite brothers and sisters, heirs, joint heirs. You know, I tuned in and I called this what do we call it here? We called it the MidNight Chat because I'm testing the platform. There were some things that changed in the platform, and I wanted to try it. I wanted to test it. So I see Sister Lavon. How you doing, Sister Lavana? I'm running a quick test here because I needed to try some different things here. So thank you for tuning in. If you can hear me okay, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. And I know it's just a little bit of delay. I'm testing the latency as well when I do this. So I think, let me see here. So if you're there, Sister Lavana, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. Great. Thank you very much. So, yeah, I was testing the system here, and I see several of you are already in the chat room. Stand by just for a second. I just want to grab something dealing with my lighting. Hold on one second. Okay, all right. So I really would have been prepared. Kenneth, Brian, Sister Vanna, all of you all, thank you for tuning in. I wanted to test the system tonight because we were trying to do something earlier. I was going to do an interview tonight, and we didn't quite get things too straightened up on one of the ends. We just didn't get things up together. So I just said, since I'm up, I'm going to do a quick test and do call it a MidNight Chat. I'm still looking at this coronavirus, and I'm watching no scriptures, no lesson tonight. It's just a MidNight Chat. And every now and then, you all know I'll do something political. I don't do it much, but every now and then I will do something political and just bring it to the forefront. I want to bring out the fact that, the coronavirus is still kicking off. It's still going on. I know that the government and a lot of people want to reopen the government. I really still think that it's not a good time to do that. And here's why. I showed a film not too long ago on the channel dealing with the corona versus the swine flu. And historically, there was a pattern with that flu that it left, people thought it was gone, they let the guards down, and it came right back. That's how viruses work. Viruses, you have to wait till everything goes away. You can't wait till things start to get better and say, okay, it's declining. And now that it's declining, let's open things back up. And when they go by statistics and they watching that little bar graph kind of go downward, and they said, right now the cases are going up. So when they go up, back a month ago, they were getting, let me just use this for, I'm gonna round everything off in 100. So day one, they have 10 cases. Day two, they've got 30 cases. Day 4 and 5, they've got 90 cases. Okay? And then when you get to, let's say day 6, you've got 100 cases. And then it stays at 100 cases for a period of time. And then it starts to go down. Instead of having 100 cases, you have 80 cases. And then the next day you go from 100 to 80 to 70. And then let's go day 7, you got 60 cases. Day 8, you got 50 cases. And they see that bail start to go down. But you still have cases. And as long as you have cases, the problem is that means people out there still catching the coronavirus. So when you open things up all over again, those are people that can potentially expose. Then all of a sudden, what you thought was going down, and you get down to a certain peak, and remember the virus takes about up to a week before it starts to resurface, if it's going to catch. In other words, if it's contracted, it could take up to a week. So then all of a sudden you say, okay, everything's good because we are, statistically, we keep having lower and lower cases. So you get to, day 8, 9, you got 10 cases, and then you celebrating, right? Then you get day 10 and you got 5 cases. But remember, when those people went out, you expose other people, and it takes a week before it to kick in. Then all of a sudden, you have no cases. And then all of a sudden, it goes up. And it goes up, all of a sudden, you got 30 cases. Then the next day, you got 50 cases. Well, now you got a re-exposure. And everything's going to start all back over again. Because it takes a week for those 50 people that started to show up. They could have contracted somebody who contracted somebody who contracted somebody and who contracted somebody else. And now all of those cases are a week, up to a week out. And next thing you know, you shot back up again. And now you have to go back and re-quarantine people. You got to say, okay, we got to go back in. It was too early. Well, that's what happened with the swine flu. They thought it was gone. They let the guards down. This was back in 1918. They let the guards down, and when it came around the second time, it hit as hard as it did the first time. So the first time, which is what we're going through right now, I'm looking at cases, and they're not so bad. It's bad, but it's not as bad as it could have been. So now we're going to let people out and go back to normalcy when there's really no normalcy. There's no more normalcy. We have to come to the reality that wearing masks is going to be something that we will see for the next several months. And then you're going to have something else going on. We have just been exposed to a virus that's going to have strands that, as long as there's no vaccination and people are leery of vaccinations, you're going to still have people being contaminated, which means now it's an ever life-changing situation, because people are very leery. You have activists who are very much against vaccinations. Then you got the conspiracy theorists has a larger platform to create fear and to feed off of fear. It's just the way it is. Things are not going to get any better. Things are not going to change. This is the new normal. It is the new normal. So what can we say? Sister Lavana says, yes, it is too soon. How you doing, Brother Kenneth? How you doing, Brother Brian? All of you all, thank you for just tuning in. So, I just thought I'd do a little midnight chat. And let me tell you, what we're doing and why I have to do so much testing when it comes to the platform. Like tonight, we were trying to do an interview, and we were going to go through Zoom. But as soon as I opened up my Zoom, I got a message. And that message was just, I've never seen nothing like it. And that's Zoom. Zoom is being sued. It was a very good platform. And I still think that it is still a very good platform. But for some reason, they're getting sued because of the privacy issue. And they roll things out too quick, like most people do. They roll it out too quick when there's the need and the demand, and they wasn't ready. Nobody was ready for the demand. But you don't want to miss the opportunity to capitalize on obtaining more business. And so Zoom had a platform, but it wasn't ready for the mass. And so there's a lot of things like anything, you roll with it, you get the money, you deal with it later. And you deal with the troubleshooting things as it comes. And I started getting error messages, and because I'm doing a midnight chat, I can share. I'm going to share that with you all so you can see what I was seeing. Let me see if I can go there real quick. Yeah. So I'm going to go over here real quick so you can see what I was dealing with. So when I type in Zoom, let me start it back over. Let me open up a whole new window so you can see it, and you can see what I was going through tonight with some of this. And then it's got a message to tell me, by the way, this new platform that I'm using now, it allows me to do a lot of different stuff like this. So when I went to my account, there it is. Those are the messages that came up right there. And it said something about important notice to preserve. Let me see what it says here. This is where I got to put on my glasses, which I know I have someplace. It says, it says to preserve the internet bandwidth and ensure that we are making the best use of global networks, you may experience intermittent availability of high-definition video during Zoom meeting with 3 or more participants hosted on your desktop or mobile device. Standard video capability will remain in place. If you are joining a Zoom room or conference room connector, high definition video will remain enabled. So I'm going to click off on that one. And then it says important notice to enhance the security of single seat pro accounts starting April the 5th. Meeting passwords and waiting rooms will be turned on by default. As a meeting host, there are some steps you may need to take to familiarize yourself with these changes to ensure that your attendees can join your upcoming meetings seamlessly. So read this article. I'm not going to read that article. New feature. We would like to highlight a new security feature coming to our global network starting April the 18th. You will be able to customize which regional data centers your account can use for its real-time meeting traffic. Please read our blog. So I'll leave that up there because I'll come back and, look at that. But basically, what happened, I wasn't able to go on and bring someone into the chat room like I normally would, and it wouldn't allow me to do it. So that's what it ended up happening. So Zoom is constantly changing, and just to show you, many of you all have been so that many of you that are able. I know if more of you all were able, you would. Many of you all that are able give through our Patreon account or through our what's the other one? Cash App. But Patreon is something that we use for social media. At least that's what I use. And a lot of times the ministry, if I try to get something, that Patreon does not cover. Of course, they always that's a supplemental source I can go to. Well, right now we're using a feature called Ecamm. Ecamm is an Apple-based only platform, and it's a lot more friendly. It's a lot more professional. It allows me to do a lot of things that I'm not customarily able to do. That I'm able to do that I'm not able to do through Zoom. You know, things like putting up our email and stuff like that, I'm able to do. So that being said, those are features that it allows. I know it changes the background when I do that, but I'm at least able to do that. So I'm learning this platform, learning this background, learning the platform, learning the software, and I love it. It works through Zoom. So I use this platform to do most of everything, and then Zoom recognizes it as a camera. It's very neat. You have to read up on it to learn how to do it and to really master it. And I have mastered it to a pretty good, I'm 80% there. Put it to you there, I'm 80%. And then they just did more changes to enhance their product, which is what I like. So we'll see. One of the problems I have an issue with is lighting. When you do videos and you're going live, you have to have the proper lighting. And if you don't have a great microphone, because you all support and you're always here, you may not get this behind the scenes. Maybe one day I'm going to do a behind the scenes of what we do. But this is a pretty expensive microphone. This is a very expensive microphone, and I use it into a mixing board. And then from the mixing board, which sits here in front of me, I have to set a lot of this up every time I go online. My wife, she doesn't like clutter, so a lot of times I have to set things up and take them down. But I have a mixing board right here in front of me. Instead of going through using the computer microphone, I use this microphone, and I hook the mixing board into the computer. So this is a USB mixing board made by Yamaha. And so I was able to get that so you can have a good, decent sound. It doesn't sound like a camera, like a phone call. So it doesn't sound like a phone call. There's nothing more aggravating than to watch and have Bible study, and the voice sounds like it's on a phone call. You're not getting a good, solid sound that you need to get. And so this is why we got the USB mixing board, where we can mix it. We can deal with the sound to make sure we're going to have the best sound when we come out. Same thing with the camera. We're using one of the best web cameras on the market. It's probably the most expensive web camera on the market. Some people use cameras like a regular photo camera that is they're able to hook up to the computer. That's a little bit much for what I'm doing. So therefore the web camera is best. And it's a Logitech, a Brio Logitech. It's a 4K camera. And it does a pretty good job. A lot of things comes into lighting. And what I do is I ordered lights, but I also use this little cheap bar light. This is something I got from Home Depot, and I won't turn it toward your direction because it can blind you, but it's a LED light. So I use that as a lighting mechanism to give us light when we need it until we order new lights. And then I use two of these. These are lights. And these are just usually utility LED lights. They were like 20 bucks, 15, 20 bucks. I brought them on last year or early, sometimes last year. They were on sale. I saw them, and you can hang them up. And so I use those because trying to find economical ways to do things. The issue still comes in is that you need proper lighting. So I did order lights. I ordered lights. They should be in, we saved up from what we get from Patreon and from the social media ministry, and finally we were able to get some. We ordered some. They should be in. So you'll see a big difference with that. And this is where the level of professionalism that we have to have when we come to you as our subscribers. When we bring things like in the Bible, one of the things I used to have a problem with Zoom was I was always trying to find the Bible, whereas with this particular platform, boom, I'm right there. I got the Bible. And I like that. I can scroll and get right to the scriptures easy and do that. And I thought that was just excellent to use. So it's just stuff like that when it comes to platforms that you got to have. You got to have this stuff ready and ready to go, because you as the viewer, I feel like that when I come to you all, I want to come with the very best of the best. And I want to be able to bring you a platform that is good. So, sometimes I have to make little quick adjustments here and there. But let me tell you, for the most part, I'm able to use this very quickly and get out to you all very quickly, which is what I like. I like to get the word out to you very quick and very fluidly, and with this, I'm able to do that. So those are some things that this platform, Apple is a very good product. Apple Computer. When it comes to video production, when it comes to remixing and mastering and laying musical tracks and all like that, Brother Kenneth, I believe he's a musician. He comes from a family of musicians. He can understand what I'm talking about. It really requires, and to me, an Apple. An Apple is one of the best things that does that in there. And but this platform allows us to bring a professional platform. One of the other things behind the scenes that we're able to do, and I always promote the phone app. Let me do that real quick. It only takes about 45 seconds. That's enough of our phone app. I just wanted to show you that even trying to do certain commercial spots and bring stuff in and interviews and other people's stuff when we interview them, because we're trying to take the channel to a television production quality. And that's what we're trying to do, trying to take it to a television production quality, because we feel like that we want to bring you consistency. We want to come on at certain times, guaranteed. Even if we have to do pre-production, that's what we want to do. We want to bring more substance, more quality to the table. One of the things that we need to take advantage of is call-ins. because we do have an 800 number there, and people can call in. We just have to get it where it's where we want it at. But it does exist. It is there. We do have it, and we want to be able to share that with people so that if they do want to call in, they can call in. And that's one of the things that we want to do, that we're working on. And again, the phone calls will tie right into our mixing board, and we can have more of some nights, we are a teaching platform, but some nights we want to bring other type of segments like talk shows, Bible talk shows, and bring that to the forefront where people from around the country can call in and we can hear them. We can hear their viewpoints. We don't have to agree, but we just want to hear. That's what a talk show is about. So that's the future, and it's the near future of what we're doing. And so the platform is now there, and that's what we're working on now to get that up and going. So now I will tell you, this is a behind-the-scenes discussion we're having on this Midnight Chat, and I probably will not leave this video up because I'm just testing it, and I don't want to leave it up. But those of you that are here with us, these are something I can share with you. So if you're here, it's because it was meant for you to be here. So the platform, one of the things that we used to have was an online radio station. And the platform for the radio station is still in place. And the radio station was called Keep It Real Talk Radio. We just haven't figured out a way to merge it in with this. We think we have, but how do we segue in between the two? That's what we're working on. So we have certain interview rights with certain musical artists and others that we were doing stuff with. And we will probably go back and reach back out to that and somehow merge it so this channel would be, even if I'm not on, it's something that you will be able to tune in to nightly. Let's say 8 o'clock, Monday through Friday. You can tune in from 8 till midnight. And so the platform will be able to run those 4 hours. So it's a show that you can count on. Now, if I'm not here, of course, there's segments that are running that you can tune into and continue to listen to and be edified and exhorted through. And of course, if we wanted to cut in at any given time, we could. We can just, just come into the show. One of the things that I was going to do tonight, I was going to do an interview with a gentleman, 2 interviews, but here's one of them, just to show you what this platform can do so you can see it behind scenes. When I was going to introduce them, we would have been able to do something like this. And that was his show. And then we could go in to do the interview with him and what he's doing. And that's the same thing with when we make the connection with Brother Holton and what have you to do that show. Because, again, the platform now is a professional platform, at least the software is. The more I continue to take the courses to learn the software, the more I will learn of the capabilities of what we can and cannot do. And so we'll be ready to go from like an 8 to 12 Monday through Friday show that you'll be able to tune in here with all the time. And so that is how we're going to segue it into the radio show. And I don't know if I'm going to leave the title under Pastor Johnson, or get feedback from you all, or to just leave it like it is. I don't know. That's where I want to lean on you as our subscribers, because what you say and what really matters to me, because we want to be edifying to you as to how we move forward with that. So I want to say to Brother Mark P., how you doing? Leo Dunson, how you doing, my brother? And Rosina Knowles, how you doing? And there's Faith and Hope. Faith and Hope, I got your email. I see you got my email as well. Brother Brian, how you doing? Yeah, the old Pink Panther song. And Jerry, how you doing there? And Sister Veronica, you're up this late, like I got room to talk. So that's what we're going to be doing. That's where the channel is going to be going to. So I called this Midnight Chat, so as I test the system and look at the updates, because ECAM is ECAMM. They just did a big update that works in favor of the user. There's more I have to go now and learn. So they have these workshops. I don't pay and attend the workshops. I'll wait till the workshops are over, and then I can watch the workshops that way when they come on the various YouTube channels broken down into segments. So once you learn the software, you kind of get what they're doing. But our goal is to really segue this into the radio show that we had. We had the radio station was KIRTR Radio, Keep It Real Talk Radio, and it was faith-based, and we did a lot of great stuff on the channel. It was a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week radio station. It was up full pledge. We had musical artists from around the country. We met a lot of musical artists, a lot of important people. We interviewed a lot of people. People reached out, can we be on your show? Can you play our music? And we came out. So a lot of the people that you see, that's how I met them, except for Three Before Joy. Three Before Joy is a group that is here in South Florida. They are Sabbath keepers, feast day keepers, and we met and we just kicked it off right away. Now recently, I received about 2, maybe 3 boxes of their CDs. They were dropped over by their mother and said, "Hey, we want you to have these. You can do whatever you're led to do with them in the ministry." So what I want to start doing is I'm going to start sending those CDs out. It's an excellent product. I'm going to start sending them out to little different drawings, and when we go into the radio show or to the show, those are going to be some of our giveaways, a lot with other giveaways. So one of the other things that we're going to be working on is we're going to be working on a coffee mug. We're going to be working on T-shirts, all of this stuff, and to really take this format, this show, to a top different level. So it's going to be more of a show, a Bible talk show where people can call in. There's going to be testimonies. It's going to be a lot going on. We really want to get the word out in terms of getting the gospel out. And that's one of the things that we want to work on. So, Faith and Hope says she just finished watching the new Hebrews to Negroes. Great. Brother Ron Dalton did speak to me maybe a month ago, I would like to say, to tell me about the film. And he is on our list to bring in live for an interview. So maybe, who knows, maybe we'll do that this week. Maybe we can get Ron Dalton on. We'll give him a call and do a segment with him. Maybe Thursday night. We'll try to schedule that Thursday night, and then he can come and tell us about the movie and where we can get it and stuff like that. So maybe we'll do that on Thursday night. We'll have Brother Ron Dalton on. I'll reach out to him tomorrow and see if we can get that done. So tune in. But I want to come on. Give us about another 2 weeks for us to set up the platform, and we'll be coming on nightly at 8 o'clock. A show will be coming on. A show. Something will be coming on, and we can come in and do what we're doing now. We can always break in at the right point and seamlessly, and just it'll be a part of that 4-hour show from 8 to midnight. I don't expect people to tune in for 4 hours every night, but you'll know something that if you go to YouTube, there'll be something running from 8 till 10. You can, because TV is just not making it. Sister Lavana, she was the first one here. She says, "I'm sorry, everyone, it's late." Guess what? I am right behind you, my sister. I am right behind you. I got stuck since 9 o'clock trying to troubleshoot something with someone we was going to interview, and it didn't work out. We're going to try it again tomorrow night. And then if it doesn't work, I may bring on Ron Dalton either tomorrow night or Thursday night. So listen, I want to say to all of you all, thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for always tuning in. I'm going to not keep this video up. I can tell you it won't stay up. Sister Deborah says, New Jersey's here for the name Pastor Johnson. Sounds great. Okay, well, you wanted me to stay with that name. Great, and I'll look forward to seeing the new show. So you're saying that the show should remain Pastor Johnson. I enjoy watching The Curses of Israel, but part 2 I couldn't locate. So the reason why I brought that up, because when we do the new show, 8 to 12, I don't know if I'm not one that likes using like the Pastor Johnson show, because I'm not a person that's really like, that was the channel because it was a teaching channel, and it's still going to be a teaching channel. And I'm just not, I don't know. So you all give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. If I should change the show, come up with a new name, or just leave it as Pastor Johnson. So, give me some feedback. Don't feel bad. Give me some feedback on that. And let me know what you think. Because I want to do a branding, and we want to do something. I know this is before the channel was something else, and we changed it to. Oh, I know what it was. It was my full name. It was Stephen Johnson, and then I said, let me change it to Pastor Johnson. I'm a pastor. We have a congregation, and let's do it that way. So that's what we did. Faith and Hope says a new name. Okay, Faith, so you all give me some recommendations. Give me some suggestions when we do this new show, this new platform. Give me some suggestions and put them in there. Let me know what you think. Most of you all have my email address, and give me some feedback, because when we run this, that's what we want to do. Because I want to keep the channel. YouTube will allow you to change the name. They will allow you to change the name, I think, twice. So I've changed it twice, and I think it's twice within a 12-month period. So she says, Wake Up Hebrews, the Wake Up Hebrew show. Okay. I like that. That's Wake Up Hebrews. Well, how about Wake Up Israel? Wake Up Israel. Thank you, Sister Faith and Hope. So yeah, we have to do I want to do something that when we're running the show for 4 hours, that at least we can get that going, and I'm not opposed to keeping this channel and starting a second channel dealing with just the radio portion of it. I'm not opposed to that at all. So I'm going to pray about it. You all pray about it. And we'll see how things go. And if I'm, what could be the answers is whether or not if I'm going to be able to change the name, because the follow is here under the name, and but we'll do that. We'll pray about it and get some direction from the Most High. So that being said, thank all of you all for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate that. And we're going to get out of here because I have to be at work tomorrow. I don't have to be there until 10:30, 10 o'clock. I probably get there early, about 10, and I'm only going to be there for a few hours tomorrow, so I can come home because I need to straighten up this workstation that's sitting in front of me so that when we do go live, it's a lot more presentable. So that being said, I just want to say all of y'all stay safe. Keep your mask on. Wash those hands. Let me tell you. Yes, we will still have Bible study. Absolutely. Every Friday night. Even if we just run this from 8 to 12, Monday through Friday, at 8 o'clock, let's say the regular show, it will still start at 8 o'clock. But then I will come in and you will get a commercial that says, stay tuned, yada, yada, yada. You'll get that, okay? So Bible study won't go away. And again, it's just, and it's not only Bible study. I now, the way this thing has been going, I've been coming on at least 3 times a week. So we'll continue to do that as well. So we want to let you know we're still going to do Bible study, okay? So that being said, I'm going to work in the morning for a short webinar meeting. It's a WebEx meeting for an hour, and then I'm coming back home, and I'm gonna get a little rest, and then after I get that rest, I'm going to come and start working on the platform and stuff like that, and read up on eCam. Actually, when I leave here, I'm not going to sleep. I'm gonna let reading eCam, this software, listening to the web videos, put me to sleep. And that's how my night's going to go, since I got a little leeway in the morning time. That being said, please send blessings to all of you all. Again, thank you for your support. Thank you for what you do. Continue to pray for Israel and Israel scattered, and continue to pray for those that are going through this COVID crisis, and that the Almighty will bring all of his people out. So we'll see you then. Stay tuned. And we'll leave this with you, and we're out.